Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis at Rockport Beach, where the mosquitoes are about as big as the dolphins. So I'm going to do myself a favor and make a nice, easy driving video. We got a rain shower while the sun was out. This was about a half hour ago. You can see things are just a little bit wet and shiny. And I said to myself, this is when rainbows happen. And I kind of looked around and sure enough, found a rainbow. Shot just some brief clips. I'll probably throw them in another video. But it wasn't a full circle, but the two ends were meeting the ground. And there was a young lady at a picnic table over at the circle drinking her morning coffee. And as I was doing a little bit of filming, I kind of said to her, "Hey, rainbow." And then she was all happy and smiles. She was probably thinking, why is this old homeless guy bothering me? So I went from old bothersome homeless guy and improved my status to cool old man who pointed out a rainbow. So upgrade for Dennis. I think we're going to go to a place that we haven't been in a while, so let's head out that way. I don't see Luciano over here at any of the tables in the harbor. Pretty good breeze today, yet man, just really big mosquitoes. Straight ahead is, so that's City Hall that they're working on, and just to the right of that is the new courthouse. And then there's a community type of building in the center of it. So there's some big money being spent right there. We'll cut down Austin Street here. And I know we just went down Austin Street yesterday. So let's make a right. Make a right. We're gonna go. Look at that, another vehicle on the road. Look at the doggy in the window. Wonder how much that dog cost. Excuse me, sir. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. Or if I could at least pet him, that would be cool. Can I borrow your dog for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour? That would be great. We just drove by the Rockport Depot station that they completely remodeled. And I need to show you that in one of my little clip videos coming up. On the left there is the Kane building. Years ago, we got to see them move that building there. And that is Picnic. That is the second business that has been at that location. It's an awesome building. Let's make a right on Market. By the way, we're in Rockport, Texas. I've been living full-time in my F-150 with a Leer Topper for over 5.5 years. I have congestive heart failure, and hopefully we'll be able to get all that straightened out. I was in the hospital a few months back. I still need to get a stint and work done on a valve. I'm going 32 miles an hour in a 30. And we just passed a Rockport policeman. We're going 30 now. Apparently he's going to let us go. So, in my whole history of driving, I have gotten stopped 3 times in Texas, all right on this stretch of road, all for going over 30 miles an hour. I don't know what my issue is. There's a new convenience store on our right, an old one on the left, selling trailers and RVs on the right. I forget the name of that place. Is that Camper Clinic? I've never owned an RV or a camper. I have a F-150 with a Leer Topper. So if you're new, you're probably thinking, what the hell does going for a ride have to do with boondocking? Nothing at all. We're going south on 1069, and we were on a little portion of it just a few days ago, and I'll tell you when we get there. 1069 is also known as Market Street, at least this stretch of it. Got a dad joke for you. Why did the banana take a prune to the prom? Why did the banana take a prune to the prom? That's easy. Because he couldn't get a date. Could not get a date. We've got interesting skies this way that we're... He couldn't get a date. The way we're pointed, we got some interesting clouds. Kind of behind us, it's a little hazy. Our Saharan dust arrived yesterday. So our interesting clouds will kind of have a tan tinge to them. Which, when I first started coming here and they said we're getting dust from the Saharan desert, I'm like, Africa Saharan desert? It just sounds like something made up. But no, we get dust from the Sahara desert in Africa. That's bizarre. It would just travel that far and make its way to my truck in Texas. And it affects other states as well, but you guys got to wet that sand down over there. I wonder if people in Hawaii are getting Port Aransas sand. If you guys saw the short I did last night, someone suggested I use the song Screw You, We're from Texas. There's an Aransas County Sheriff right next to us. Let him get in the photo. Nope. No, he didn't. Did you see that shadow? That was a Aransas County Sheriff vehicle. But Screw You, We're from Texas kind of... I don't think people listen to all the lyrics because it kind of makes fun of people from Texas. And in some of the live versions, I forget the name of the guy that sings it. I had never heard of him, but I've heard of a bunch of his songs. It's one of those 3 name dudes. It might be Ray, and then his middle name is spelled a little funky, but I like the guy's songs. But if you listen to the whole song, he's kind of poking fun at people from Texas, kind of pointing out their flaws and then saying, screw you, we're from Texas. You know, like, we can make fun of us, but you can't make fun of us. Right there's the turn to 1781 that we did the other morning. This part of 1069 would take us over to 188, and then from there we could go to Bayside or Sinton, or even jump back on the highway. We're going to go right down here. Anyone behind us? Up here on the left is where we get to see goats and stuff. Cape Valero Drive, that's the road I'm thinking of. I remember coming out here when there was virtually no houses, and it has really been built up. First time out here since Alberto hit. Utility work ahead. Got a big old dog, or someone's walking a Shetland pony up here. Is that a Labradoodle? Let me see your dog's butt. Is that a Labradoodle? He's got a cowboy hat. He's just got a straight up poodle. That is different to see a old rough cowboy out walking a poodle. I bet you that guy's got some good stories. Up there, you got a biker coming up, a bicyclist. What's that new movie coming out? The Bikers? Something like that? It looks really good. What I did want to say about law enforcement, so far, at least I got to see the Rockport Police and Aransas County Sheriffs, but there's also the Fulton Police. There's the Texas Highway Patrol is in our area. I see DOT cars. I see constables. There's another, well, occasionally you'll see Border Patrol come through here. We certainly have, especially on days when court's in session. If it happened in Aransas County, they got to come here because we are the county seat, which is also known as the county butt. We're going to speed up a little bit just to get around this guy before the turns. Well, we ain't, are we? This would be a bad time to pass him, but we're gonna. And then we're out of his way and he's out of our way. This road twists and turns. Cape Valero Road. There's some old natural gas equipment on the right. Coming out here to, when I worked for the construction company, I was running something out to a job site. And just up here a little bit further, and it was during a drought. Big old alligator crossed the road coming from our left to our right. And the only thing I could think of is it was during mating season and she was just looking for a place to lay her eggs. They usually like to get somewhere they can protect their eggs. And at high tide, there's just a lot of little puddles. But in the wintertime here, the sun sets way to our left. The sun sets right about there. And we can get an awesome amount of reflections of all these little pools of water. And this is usually a good spot to see some various types of birds. And I don't even see a great blue heron or an egret so far. There's some egrets, as soon as I say that, way off in the distance. Like if I was doing handheld filming, they would be too far away to film. But we used to come out here at night because it would be so dark out here. You could see the stars. Couldn't see the Milky Way from here. There was still some nearby light, but you could see the stars so much better. And a long time ago, probably around 2001, we came out here on I don't know if it was 4th of July or New Year's. It had to be New Year's. People in this area love to set off their own fireworks. it's so flat here, you'd see fireworks going off 10 miles away and then 5 miles away in another direction. A lot of grackles out today. There's a great blue heron on the left there. You guys are probably spotting birds that I'm missing. But this, all these little feeders on our left and our right are off Copano Bay. And if we go back here far enough, it'll be that house that kind of looks like a lighthouse. And I got my coffee. I got a senior coffee from Whataburger that's free. I got 32 ounces of ice water that's free. And I bought myself a egg, cheese, and sausage on a jalapeno biscuit. And the lady said, we're just getting the jalapeno biscuits out of the oven, so it's going to be about another 6 minutes. I'm like, that's perfect. That's how I want it, right out of the oven. The last time we were down here, we made a left, and we showed a house whose roof had caught fire. By the way, I posted on my community page, there was a huge fire in the dunes out on the island last night, right around mile marker 210, where JP Lubby, or Luby, depending on who you ask and what time of day you ask them, that had multiple fire departments responding. So I hope they were able to get that under control. I know it will displace a lot of the animals that are up in the dunes. Yeah, when we first started coming here, none of these houses were here. None of these houses. These are all within the last 25 years. There's a couple here that look brand new to me that I don't remember, but sometimes I don't remember what happened yesterday. And I can laugh about it or I can cry about it, so I choose to laugh about it. I see our lighthouse over there. Yeah, all these houses were in here. This used to be a big open field, and whenever I have my little 18-second fantasy about just building a house out in the middle of nowhere, this is the area that I think of. And unfortunately, 30 other people build houses out in my little fantasy world. But this property on the left here, at one time, used to have a fence around it. Where that house is right there on the right, this is Southwind Estates. That was like a wild area with a little dirt road that went down to the water. I guess a sand road that went down to the water, where people would go party at night. And this field where all these houses are was all wildflowers. And we used to drive through it with the boys, just drive through the field, because the boy's father owned property. And I think it was right where that house is, and it went all the way across the road to the left here, where there's another house. And I know he sold that property now, but there's just beautiful homes here. And most of them, not all, but most of them are second homes, third homes, little vacation spots. Nothing like having a little 5 and 6 bedroom, 4 bathroom vacation spot in case you need it. And when there was nothing out here, not me, mind you, and that's the truth, not me. This little circle here, I would see teenagers come and smoke their pot, knowing that they could look straight ahead and see a cop car coming, and it would be another 5 minutes before the cop was able to get over here. But yeah, just gorgeous homes. Let me go around the full circle just to show you these houses right here. That's the problem with the mounted camera. There's a big house and there's a bigger house, and this house almost looks simple. But yeah, they do get gators out here, even in the salt water. Not a whole lot, but it is something to be aware of. Like I said in the video the other day, and I initially saw this on Instagram, the best way to tell if there's gators in the water around here, you stick your hand in the water, and if the water's wet, then there's probably gators in there. When the problem with gators and people is people come and feed the gators. So when the gators see people, they immediately associate that with food, and then the gators that are normally afraid of people, and vice versa, the gators approach the people thinking they're going to get fed, not necessarily to eat the people or bite them, but that's when all the accidents happen. People get hurt, gators get put down for being gators. It's no bueno. Let me get my free coffee. There's Kevin on the right. Good morning, Kevin. So my friend Steve, good morning, Steve, sent me a message. Steve's channel is Traversing Food, and I like Steve's channel. He doesn't put out a whole lot of videos, but man, he gets a lot of views on his videos. He sent me a message, hey, that TV show you like, The Bear, with Jeremy Allen White, they just put season 3 on Hulu. So I downloaded the Hulu app, and Hulu will give you a free month before they start billing you. So thank you for a free month, Hulu. I watched an episode of The Bear, and then there was an awesome movie right around 2015 called Sicarios, and then a sequel came out in 2018, and I just got to watch it last night. Now that's like one of those movies that I wanted to see, and yeah, it only took me 6 years. It was just so hot yesterday. I just parked in the shade and watched TV on my tablet and ran my friend's videos on my phone. We're going right by the Lighthouse now, but we can turn around right here to get a better shot of it. There's another circle right here. There used to be, oh yeah, there's one palm tree. Yeah, I remember taking pictures from this circle right here, and none of these houses were here. Taking pictures of a sunset, and I mean, it's still kind of wide open right now, but you can tell by how small the land lots are, it's going to be all full. There's our Lighthouse house. Kind of a simple looking house. I don't mean that as an insult. I mean nothing fancy going on except for that awesome lighthouse. How cool is that? I would love to have a little reading area up there with a pair of binoculars. And they got an old anchor. I wonder what the story is on that anchor. I bet you that's got... So I apologize, guys. We were kind of filming directly into the sun, which overheated my iPhone 15, and the camera cut off. Let's wrap it up. Here's how I'm going to spend my Monday. I'm going to go pick up Luciano and then take him to the Walmart, and then that's an hour, at least an hour. Take him to the laundromat, 2 hours, another 2 hours. Take him to his, what's that called, storage unit. That's 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Drop him off at China A, which oddly enough is only like 15-20 minutes. It's a all-you-can-eat buffet, and he usually eats there and then gets a couple big containers to take with him. Then we'll go to HEB grocery shopping. That is another 2 hours, and then I'll drop him back off at the church, and then I'm going to go to Port Aransas. I haven't filmed ships in a couple weeks. The driving conditions over there are absolutely horrible. I've been checking out the Facebook 361 rescue group, and those guys are busy. One guy had one photo with 3 different vehicles stuck. So I'm going to the packed areas kind of by the jetty, and I'll work my way south a little bit, but I do not want to get stuck and have to call for help again. So if the beach itself is bad, I'll film from Roberts Point Park and Charlie's Pasture and go check out other things in the area. But I hope your week is off to a good start. Thanks for riding along today, guys. Watch the road, Dennis. Okay. Thanks for watching.